فهو عشان يقعد في مكانه وانت تقعدي هم خلاص Assalamu alaikum. Can we please have all the kids and parents seated because we will start inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'd like to welcome everyone to the Annur Islamic School graduation of 2023. Well, to start, my name is Mohammed Siraj. I'm a graduate of Annur Islamic School. You guys have seen me before. I'm sure there's a lot of proud parents here, and obviously that's warranted. Of course, everyone here works hard, extremely hard. Of course, I know you guys don't want to hear yet another graduation speech about how hard COVID was, how much we struggled. With the students here, they weren't even in high school when COVID started, but we still had a good time, alhamdulillah. We made some good memories. I'd like to congratulate everyone on working on it. Are you ready? Okay, let's begin.
Raising my hands, let's call and sing. Raising my hands, let's call and sing. Allahu Akbar, Ya Allah, La ilaha illallah. Allahu Akbar, Ya Allah, La ilaha illallah. Allahu Akbar, Ya Allah, La ilaha illallah. Allahu Akbar, Ya Allah, La ilaha This is our faith, brother, this is our call. Let's raise our hands and stand up tall. This is our faith, brother, this is our call. Let's raise our hands and stand up tall. This is our faith, this is our call. Let's raise our hands and stand up tall. This is our faith, brother, this is our call. Let's raise our hands and stand up tall. Raising our hands, let's call and stand.
I'd like to congratulate the graduates of Annur 2023. Takbir! 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 I'd like to begin with a Quran recitation by Mudassir. He's right here.
السلام عليكم إخوان. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق. خلق الإنسان من علق. اقرأ وربك الأكرم الذي علم بالقلم. علم الإنسان ما لم يعلم. كلا إن الإنسان ليطغى أن رآه استغنى. إن إلى ربك الرجعان. أرأيت الذي ينهى عبدا إذا صلى. صدق الله العظيم.
Takbir. It's a beautiful recitation by Professor. Thank you. Obviously, his recitation emphasized the importance of reading and learning in Islam. And that's what the school is for. Next up is the president of Annur, Brother Muhammad.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Dear brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. On behalf of Annur School, teachers, parents, students, and the school board, I would like to welcome all of you here today and to thank you for coming and to support the school. I also would like first to thank all the parents for trusting in Annur and the Islamic education and bringing their kids and trusted them with Annur. Also, I would like to thank our donors for supporting the school and being with us all the time. May Allah accept all the donations and make it sadaqah jariyah for all of them. Also, we thank the parents for dedication and supporting the kids. And we'll thank Annur teachers for their dedication and helping the schools and all the children and teaching them all the Islamic manners and akhlaq. We also would like to thank Brother Sohaib, our principal, for leading the school and his staff and administration. We also would like to thank all the masajid around the area for supporting the school and helping us always whatever we need. And the leadership of the ICCD also for helping us and always helping Annur. The last thing we did, is demolition of that old building that everybody is sick of looking at it every day. So alhamdulillah, that building is gone now, and inshallah we'll do other things in that place. Without any delay, the last thing I want to do is to congratulate all the students and graduates and wish them luck and wish them success in their future endeavors. And they're going to get all the support from the Muslim community, inshallah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Next up, we have Imam YCD, Imam Yaki. He is not here to improvise. Next we have Medina Popal. Some words by her, mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Assalamualaikum. So for today, I wrote a sort of speech about the mercy of Allah, and when reading, I made it based about the story of Yusuf alayhi salam. And the more I read it, the more I found that there was so much mercy of Allah in the story that I couldn't help but I couldn't remove anything or add anything more. So the mercy of Allah comes upon those who shower their mercy upon others. Yet only very few have a true understanding of rahmah. Look out for one another. The story of a boy who was once hated by his own blood and shunned out by his very own brothers shows the mercy of Allah in a unique and coherent way. It begins with a boy named Yusuf, who was envied by his 10 brothers. This envy soon turned them into heinous criminals. Their plan of killing him failed by the mercy of Allah. But this story does not end with demise, but instead prosperity, which was only allowed by the alluring rahmah of Allah. And this story of the boy named Yusuf shows how Allah's mercy can truly help us in the long run if we turn solely to Him. The young boy wakes up with a dream that brought immediate joy to him. 11 stars in the sun and the moon were prostrating themselves to him. The young boy quickly related this dream of his to his father, who knew well that this dream was unlike any other. This dream of his was nothing but a sign of his prophecy. His father was well aware of this, and feared the scheme of his own sons. He told his son not to share such a dream with his brothers, and the boy remained silent as his father ordered, wary of his brothers. Unfortunately, this did not stop the evil plot of his brothers. They sat and conspired, and soon the plan arose that they would kill Yusuf. But the eldest and wisest of them favored getting rid of him over killing him. He suggested that Yusuf be thrown in a well, hoping to be picked up by a caravan and taken to a faraway land, away from their father's sight. And then we will repent, the eldest said, and become good people once again. But this is when Allah's divine plan would come down. Indeed, Allah's mercy came down to the young boy, and his Lord assured him that he was safe, and should not fear or panic. Allah's plan was far ahead of his brothers, and it would prevail, for Allah knew best. But his brother's wish had still come true, and Yusuf would not be back for long. His brothers tried to lie to their father, but he knew better than most that his sons were lying. And there the young boy was, alone in the dark, eerie well, holding on to a mere stone. He could only begin to wonder about what would happen to him. But when we are two, Allah is the third, and when we are one, Allah is the second. His father's smile began fading away in his mind. The young boy was hopeless. He turned to Allah, pleading for salvation, and surely Allah's mercy came down on the young boy. But not in the way you'd expect. Allah did not free him from the well immediately, nor did his brothers come running back for forgiveness. Allah's rahmah in this instance was to let Yusuf remain in the well for a bit longer. But why? Why would he stay in the well after he sincerely turned to Allah? Allah's mercy is not just immediate help given to us, but better yet, a test that will cleanse our hearts in an even better way than being freed from a calamity. And remember that Allah's mercy comes out in a variety of different ways. He was found by a passing caravan, and they were delighted to find a healthy and handsome young man in the well that would bring them a fortune, since surely money was all that they cared about. He was auctioned off in Egypt, and by Allah's mercy, he was bought by the king of Egypt at the time. And by the rahmah of Allah, Yusuf found a safe shelter and loving step-parents. And this was a big relief for a little boy who lost his parents at such an early age. When Yusuf reached full manhood, Allah gave him wisdom and knowledge. and he was honored and loved by all for his good manners and wisdom. Allah blessed Yusuf alayhi salam with a unique beauty that one could even call angelic. Beauty is a favor from Allah, but sometimes it could cause a huge problem. And this is exactly what happened to Yusuf. This began his second trial, and a test for the king's wife as well. She fell in love with her stepson and tried winning him over, knowing her own high status. But the young man did not allow that, leaving her furious. She tore his shirt, and at that moment, her husband and cousin walked in. And she was quick to push the blame onto the young man. They examined the torn up shirt, and her cousin realized that it was ripped from the back, for if it was ripped from the front, Yusuf would have been guilty. The queen's reputation was ruined, but she sought to fix it. She showed the other woman just how handsome Yusuf was, so much so that they had cut their own hands without even realizing it. She still wanted to save her honor and demanded that he be thrown in prison. At that time, he wished to be imprisoned rather than subject to the adoration of these women. You would think that prison is a punishment for a criminal, but in Yusuf's case, it was again the mercy of Allah. This became Yusuf's third trial, and Allah's divine mercy had come down again. Allah had blessed him with the ability to interpret dreams. Not only this, but he was blessed with yet another test. Though we may feel so vulnerable at times, it is always Allah's mercy being put into play. It shows that He, the Almighty, still believes in us and that we can still better ourselves. A test is a blessing in disguise that some may never realize. It comes to us to cleanse our hearts and leaves when Allah decrees. There were two other inmates with Yusuf, the cook and the butler of the king, who both had vivid dreams. The cook dreamt that there was bread on his head and two birds were eating from it, while the other dreamt that he was serving wine to the king. Yusuf interpreted both dreams and related that the cook would be crucified and the butler would go back to serving the king. So Yusuf told the butler to remind the king that there was a long soul in prison named Yusuf. Shaitan made him forget for a few years, until the king had a dream, unlike any other. And he related this dream of his to numerous, but it was just undermined as a nightmare. But the butler had finally remembered what Yusuf had told him, and he told the king that Yusuf would be the only one to interpret his dream. And Allah's mercy had come down again, and Yusuf was brought forth with an ability unlike any other, and a chance to be free from prison. Yusuf told the king that there will be 7 years of abundance. If the land is properly cultivated, then there will be even more harvest than they need, which should be stored. Following this year will be 7 years of drought, and then the stored crop will be useful to them. After this, there will be a year where the water is plentiful, which will soon grow grape and olive trees if properly used. The king was truly fascinated by such a detailed interpretation, and he commanded that the young man be freed from prison. Allah had a plan in mind for Yusuf, and it would surely go through. For now he was innocent, but his brothers remained guilty. The king had now given Yusuf a truly high position to control their agricultural affairs. And time soon went on, until he was soon reunited with his brothers. The years of drought had spread throughout the land, including his hometown. His 10 brothers came, and they still did not recognize their own young brother. To them, he was only a memory of the past, which they had finally gotten rid of. The only one missing was Yusuf's beloved brother, Benjamin. Yusuf told them to come back with their younger brother, and he would reward them with double the rations. They convinced their father and came back with him, and a banquet was held. Yusuf went to Benjamin and told him his true identity, and that he was his true brother, but not to share it with the rest yet, and it was Allah's plan to reunite them. Yusuf still had one more duty to fulfill. The next day, Yusuf placed the king's golden cup into Benjamin's bag, and they were accused of theft. But this was all according to Yusuf's plan. He demanded that Benjamin stay back, and he tested them to see if they would truly come back for their brother. And they came back, begging him to give back their brother. And that was when Yusuf, their true brother, revealed the truth. And he responded in their native tongue. The brothers trembled in fear, and they were shocked. They believed that he would surely seek revenge after such evil thing they did to him. But Yusuf then told them, "No reproach on you on this day. May Allah forgive you, and He is most merciful on those who show mercy." Yusuf had done such a thing that so many could never do. He met his brother's people with forgiveness and showered his mercy on them, which would only bring Allah's mercy with it. The story soon goes on. And as the story began with a dream, it ended with the interpretation of that dream. Yusuf was reunited with his father, and they prostrated to him out of respect, as how the sun, the moon, and 11 stars had done in the dream. This beautiful short story shows how Allah's abundant rahmah in a way like no other. As Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Yusuf alayhi salam said, "He who does not show his mercy to others, Allah will not show his mercy to him." There is more to Allah's mercy than just Him granting us things in this life, but it is a far more detailed concept than that, as seen in this story. It may come to us as a test, where we beg for it to end, but it helps us in the long run without us even knowing. That is the mercy of Allah. It comes upon those who show their mercy to others and are steadfast in what Allah grants them.
Dude, think about some of the words she said. The reason why Brother Saeed's classes, I can't see from the crowd right now, but the reason why they're so challenging and why I like them so much is because he challenges us to reflect on them. To reflect on them in a way that we can relate to the present day. And obviously from this story we gained the vastness of the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But something else that you guys can reflect on is the plan of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for all the people graduating. Think that they all tried to kill him, and obviously the plan of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was different. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has a plan for all of you graduates. There's going to be ups and downs in it, but stay steadfast because it will become better, inshallah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has a plan. Next, we have guest speaker Arshia Sheikh. She was the president of last year of the Albany MSA. Yes.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. My name is Arshia Sheikh. I want to thank you all for allowing me to come here and celebrate with all of you. I feel like I'm not that tall, so I forgive if you can't see me. So I first and foremost want to say congratulations to all of the graduates. This is truly an amazing moment for all of you. And inshallah, as the speaker before was saying, there's a lot more good coming in your future, inshallah. So just a little bit about me. I grew up in Brooklyn, New York, which is only 15 minutes away from here, so I grew up coming to ICCD. I went to Shaker High School. Has anyone heard of Shaker? Yes. Okay. So Shaker has a on and off reputation. I won't really speak on that right now, but I'll get into it a little bit later. So I went to Shaker, I graduated in 2019, and then I went to Albany for my undergrad and graduated this past May. Who's heard of Albany? University of Albany? Yes. It's a really good school. Is anybody planning on going to Albany? Oh, yay, mashallah. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. So I graduated in May, and then I'm going to continue my education there for my master's this August for teaching. So one thing I'll say before I ask my next question is that I ask a lot of questions when I'm talking, so forgive me if it gets annoying. Is anyone going or interested in teaching by any chance? No. I know there's half of the audience are teachers, so I'm speaking to the students. Well, I guess I'm the odd one out, but teaching is a really good profession if any of you are thinking about it. So when I was asked to come in and talk to you guys today, I was a little, I'll call him out, Brother Sahib, wherever he is, obviously. I know he talks about how he always picks on his students, so it's only fair that I get to do the same. But when he asked me, my response was kind of like, why me? Because, I told him I just graduated college, I'm just a college graduate. But then it kind of made sense. I mean, most of you are going into college, you're going to enter this new part of your life. And, when I thought about what I was going to talk about, I thought a lot about my high school experience, my college experience, and there's a lot that I learned. And I hope that from being here and being able to talk to you guys, I can give you guys some advice, and I hope you guys can take it. because high school, going into high school or going into college is a really, I will say it's a very interesting experience, good and bad, and very meaningful throughout. So thinking about let's talk to my high school. To give you guys some theory reference, I started wearing hijab when I was a freshman in high school. Actually, my first day of orientation for high school was the first day I wore hijab. And alhamdulillah, I can say that hijab journey was a very easy journey and experience, which I know a lot of people can't say. And that's because, for those of you who do know Shaker, it's a very diverse school, and it's continuously becoming very diverse. So I was around a lot of people, a lot of students of color. And I actually had 3 friends of mine who also started wearing hijab the same year that I did. So I felt like, I felt like I had a community. I just didn't feel like I stood out, which was, a really great feeling to have. So one thing that I'll say about my high school experience is that I counted down the days until graduation would happen. So there's one of 2 people. Either you love high school or you don't like high school. I was one of those who just couldn't wait until I graduated. Because for me, high school was a place where there's a lot of self-growth, a lot of time, like throughout it, you really have to find yourself. And in particular, you are struggling to figure out your Muslim identity, which is particularly what I want to focus on today, because all of you are moving on to the next steps in your life, and this is going to be the biggest thing that you're going to be thinking about and trying to understand is who am I as a Muslim, and where do I stand and where am I going? So for me, high school was just that. And so throughout my time talking to you guys, I'm going to try to give you some pieces of advice. And my first would be to be very cognizant or aware of the people that you have around you. So I know some of you are, all of you are high schoolers, but wherever you go, whether that's graduating high school or continuing at Annur, be very aware of who you have in your circle, because those are the people who are going to make who you are. Look at your friends and ask yourself, are these the people that you want to walk towards Jannah with? Are these the people that you want as companions in this world and in the next? So that's my first advice to all graduates, is make good friends. Because that's something that I learned, and something that why high school actually wasn't the greatest time for me, because I didn't have the right people around me. But I'm very grateful for the experience that I had, because with everything, the good and the bad, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala teaches us so many lessons. So even when you are going through any bad moments in your life, always say alhamdulillah, because there's always a reason behind it. So moving forward, I graduated 2019, and then I went into college. So college was also, it started off very rough, because I was a lonely freshman in a huge university. If those of you who know UAlbany, it's gigantic. It'll take you 10 minutes to drive from one side to the other side. Drive, not walk. So I was like I said, I was a freshman who didn't really know my way around. I felt very overwhelmed. I also didn't know what I wanted to do, or at least I thought I did. So this is my second piece of advice. I had always known I wanted to be a teacher ever since I was little. Ever since I was 5-6 years old, I would love to play like teacher at home. I would annoy my siblings and my friends all the time, because only I got to be the teacher. So I would, but as I got older, I started hearing things about the profession of teaching, how it's not the most, it's not as well paying, and it's not the most prestigious. So that got to me. As much as I told myself I wouldn't let it, it got to me. And high school, I spent most of high school really thinking about what else can I do? There has to be something better out there. I went into college, I was undeclared for 2 years, and then subhanAllah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala opened up my mind and my heart to really truly love teaching and understand that's actually the profession that was I believe it's meant for me, inshallah, we'll see what happens in the future. But my second piece of advice to you guys who are going into college and those who have some time but are thinking about what you want to do, first and foremost, you want to ask yourself, is what I want to do pleasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Is it going to give you a halal income? Is it going to, when you're standing in front of Allah, do you think He will be happy with you? And the second thing, which is also very important, is does it make you happy? This is very, very important. This profession, this career that you are going to be working so hard towards is going to be something that you're going to be spending the majority of your life doing. Even if you jump through multiple professions, which is very common, very normal, you want to do what you have worked so hard towards wholeheartedly, and it's should be something very fulfilling to you. So I would say definitely try to reflect upon yourself and try not to think about all those external pressures and stereotypes and stigmas. And again, I'm telling you guys this from experience. Save yourself the heartache. Third year of college, I come back from COVID because we had COVID and we were at home for a year and a half. I come back and I started taking some teaching courses and I loved it, and so I did my major. And alhamdulillah, my college experience picked up from there. And I'll tell you why. Because during this time, when you guys transition from and I'm not just specifically talking about the high school graduates here, but even the younger ones, as you're growing older, you'll get to a point where you'll be graduating high school and you're going to be going out in the real world, you're going to be an adult. And you're not going to have someone who's going to be nagging you to go pray. Or you're not going to have, the classes aren't going to stop to stop for prayer. That is something that, you come to a point where you are held accountable for these things. Although all of you are still held accountable. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that after a certain age, we are all held accountable for our actions. But once you move from this Islamic environment, you are on your own, no one's nagging you. You have your parents telling you, go pray. You see the adhan on your phone, you ask yourself, okay, is there a prayer room on campus? Let me go pray. Let me go find an empty classroom to go pray in. So, you're responsible for your actions, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask you for that. But the most important thing is to not let go of the growth of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that would be my third piece of advice, is wherever you guys are, middle school, high school, college, you always want to remember your main purpose as to why we're here. As we move, when I reflect back when those people asked me to come, and I really had to think about my journey from high school to college, I thought about what did I learn, how did I grow? And I thought to myself that I grew a lot because, once you go out in the real world, as ironic as it may sound, that you're not maybe surrounded by as many Muslims, or your parents are nagging you all the time. It was actually a moment for me to become closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, become closer to my deen. Because Allah tests you. Allah tests you in ways that you'll never even imagine. Because when you're around so much that doesn't remind you by Allah, it's as if you're kind of pushed and compelled to seek Him out. You want to be reminded by Him. So that's something that I will say is that the biggest thing that I learned is to always stick by Him, always remember Him. As you guys move on throughout your life, you'll realize that as you aren't being reminded by your parents or your friends, this is the one thing that is going to give you success in this world and hereafter. And one thing actually, this past year, we had Brother Sahib come in for one of our MSA events, and the halaqah was called Balancing Deen and Student Life, or School. And his talk actually was contradictory to the title, because he said there's no verses. It's not one or the other, it's both. They're both integrated within each other. And that stuck by me since then. And I still have to remind myself of that, is that whatever you're doing, especially for the high school graduates, you're going to be hearing a lot about, oh, what are you doing for, what's your major? What career do you want to aspire to go into? And it's all about dunya, dunya, dunya. But we as Muslims are unique because it's not just dunya for us. For anything that you do, for the friends that you have, the siblings, your family, for the career that you want to choose. We are one level ahead, one step ahead. We're not just the physical, the mental, or the emotional, we're the spiritual as well. I just kind of talked about, and I'm sure you guys have heard this, so I'm probably just reminding you, but whatever you end up wanting to do, link it with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For myself, I want to be a teacher. And, for me, it's, I want to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through that. I'm going to help young kids learn more about themselves so they can continue to become better servants of Allah. Whether you want to be a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, there's all of these, careers that can be tied to pleasing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So I urge all of you to do that as well, is to take time to reflect and think about, how am I aspiring to become closer to Allah through what I want to do in this dunya. Now, some of you, I don't know, I will ask you another question, but some of you might be thinking, I have no idea what I want to do, especially the ones who aren't graduating high school. That being said, this is my fourth piece of advice is to not stress about what you want to do. As someone who didn't declare my major until my junior year, I can tell you very confidently that those sleepless nights where I would cry out to Allah and ask Him, please, God, please tell me what I want to do, because I felt like I was last place. I felt like everybody knew what they wanted to do. All of them had a major declared, and I felt like I was left. God, no. That's not true. Take your time. Everyone goes at their own pace, and I would say is to explore. If you have something that you're thinking about, you're not so sure about exploring, try it out, because this is the time to do that. And overall, I'll say is that say as much as it is important to have good friends in your life. Also, don't disconnect with the community. Don't disconnect with the masjid. Don't disconnect with the other Muslim community on campus. Another thing that really helped me throughout my time was the MSA at UAlbany, the Muslim Student Association. So I was on the e-board for 3 years. I was president this past year. And MSA really made my experience, and I'll tell you guys why. Because the Muslim community, the Muslim population at the UAlbany campus is very, very big, about 500 people or so. And amidst so many people, amidst thousands and thousands of people, as one person, you feel, like I said, you feel lonely. You feel like you don't belong anymore, especially as someone who commuted. I didn't live on campus. And we don't typically have the same college life as, a typical non-Muslim would. So when I got involved in the MSA, I felt a sense of community. I felt that sense of family. And for those of you who are leaving Annur, might be feeling bittersweet, because you've been with these people for a very long time. You've created friendships and relationships. And yeah, these might not be the same people that you see every day, but you have so many more long-lasting friendships coming ahead of you. So I will say to seek out the Muslims wherever you are, specifically talking to the high school graduates. Seek those people out. And another thing that MSA taught me is the importance to serve, the importance of being involved. Because that's where I really found out my passion of serving and my passion of teaching was actually enhanced because of that. And this is not me saying this because it's for everybody. Being on an MSA board or doing these things might not be for everyone. But my point in saying that is, you be confident in your abilities and feel like you can make a difference because you can. One of the things that I learned from, one of the many things that I learned from my college experience was the importance of just making an impact in one person's life. I mean, handing someone a Quran at Jumu'ah. Or actually, I'll tell you guys that we had tabled 1 week and we were giving out clear Qur'ans, and we gave out clear Qur'an to the English translation of the Qur'an to somebody I have never seen before. He didn't even know that MSA existed actually. The next week he took a shahada at Jumu'ah, on campus Jumu'ah. I swear it was the most beautiful thing that I had experienced because it was in MSA, it was at UOB when this happened, and the amount of people the amount of sisters in my life have told me, they started wearing hijab while they were in college, and they told me MSA had to do with it, or the sisterhood here had to do with it. These are very, very wholesome things. I realize are a lot more important than you might think. So I know this might not make sense to the younger ones here, but just our overall advice is to make sure that you have, again, good people in your life, good friends in your life that bring you closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Of course, people that you can have fun with, you can laugh with, is also very important. But also, and actually another thing that I'll say is don't worry about popularity, don't worry about equality of friends. One thing that I'll say very strongly, and I'm going to try to emphasize this, is quality over quantity. I feel like this concept can be applied to a lot of things, but definitely with the people that you have around you, quality over quantity. So I'm just going to end with congratulating all of you again. I know you guys are, inshallah, subhanahu wa ta'ala has amazing things planned for you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you guys success in this dunya and in the akhirah. I believe you guys are doing amazing things. And if you remember just one thing from what I said today, just remember that, again, don't lose the rope of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Hold on to it. Because this is the only thing that's going to bring you success in this dunya and in the akhirah, which is the most important. Jazakallahu khairan.
Words. I know this is going to sound cliche, but we have a lot of kids running around in the basement, going upstairs, downstairs. So if the parents could go in and control the kids a little bit, that would be appreciated. I just want to let everyone graduating this year, amazing words from her, hit the nail right on the head, take it to heart, 100%. Next, we're honored to have ICC President Dr. Saeed Khan.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Thank you very much, Principal of the Soyeb Shakima, Vice Principal. Thank you very much, teachers and parents, everyone, for inviting me. MashaAllah, this is a very happy occasion, both for the students and for the parents, and also for the teachers. So, with those words, first of all, I think I want to address the stars of this gathering today, which are the graduating students. Congratulations for doing all the hard work. I know that you remember your days, I remember, still from my middle school days and certain days, and probably you remember much more fresh in your mind. Those days when you thought that you just could not do it, it's too much for you. Those days when you felt that your teachers were really unreasonable, they're giving you too much work, and they don't think that you have any other life except to come into the school. And I'm sure you remember those days when your parents were forcing you, taking away for something, television or something that you like, games that you like to play, and tell you to study. And at that time, your goal was to really go through the tests, go through the exams, and obviously you fulfill all the requirements of the tests and the requirements. That's why you graduated. But let me tell you, school always teaches you more than it tests. And you always have to remember that you will continue to learn all through your life. So remember, it teaches more than you test, more than it tests. What does it mean? Well, it teaches you to become organized, whichever grade you are. It teaches you to organize your time, to remember, focus on things that you like, postpone the pleasures, and study. It teaches you to fail and to bounce back. It teaches you to pass and you get very happy that you are good, and subsequently you don't do that well, and you say, hey, it teaches you to reflect on yourself and do better and do much better than you have done in the previous test and pass. It teaches you to learn how to interact with your fellow students, and this will fellows, your friends, and for people that you don't consider friends, and how to deal with them. Not because they are bad, but because your understanding of things is different. This you will learn gradually at every stage, school and college, but much more in your school, because that's where the brain is maturing. That's information, that knowledge will help you when you go to work, in a work environment. It teaches you how to interact with people. This is unparalleled. Nothing that in the college you are supposed to have already learned that. So the school is where you are gradually learning. You have to be really, so obviously, congratulations for, all this. And this day you should not forget to thank your parents for taking care of you, for bringing you to the school after school hours, thanking your teachers, so where you were not doing good, when they really were very upset with you not to show you that, and still continue to teach and love you and make you happy by helping you out. You have to obviously, before anything, has to thank to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to giving you this will and this desire to continue to learn. And especially for the graduating students who are leaving the school. There is a saying in French. My French is not good, but basically what it says is graduating from school is a little bit of dying. It actually, you have all these memories, you're going to an uncharted territory where you will not be monitored closely. So in one way it's good, but in some way all these years that you spent with your friends, and many times the friends that you spent so many years, they actually not as close to you. So you hang it there. This is a learning phase. The second thing I want you to all remember that nothing is impossible in life. You can achieve whatever you want to. There are two parts to that. One, are you ready to work that hard? And number two, pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to say that, to ask for the blessing and to say if this is good for you. And always keep Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as she mentioned, in your heart, because that helps you guide through your life. It differentiates you from what is good, what is bad. When you go out, and especially the graduating students in the college, the right and wrong gets very blurred. But I'm quite sure and confident that the Annur School has given you all the tools to help differentiate what is good and what is bad. And so this is a great blessing for you that many of the other kids don't have, who actually go to standard city schools or Catholic schools for that matter, that something that you have to focus on the goal, what you have in mind. So nothing is impossible. The other thing is, many of you, as she said, may not know what you want to do. Well, I think it's very simple. You have to just focus what are you good at? Well, what do you mean? Well, if any subject that you do very well, but you don't work that hard, is actually what you like, what your body, what your brain likes, because that's easy for you. For some people, it's maths. Some people end up doing major in maths, which is so boring for me. But for them, that's actually they were very good at. And so you will explore that over the period of time. So keep that in mind. What you really feel that's very easy for you, and you don't have to study much to get a good grade, that's what you are designed for. And always go where your heart takes you in terms of picking your field and the profession. But always keep Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and your training at the Annur School in the back of your mind. With those few advices, I thank everyone and congratulate the classes, both the middle school, high school, for graduating to the best. Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum.
Beautiful words by Dr. Saeed. I'm going to go off script a little bit right now, just for a moment. So once upon a time, Brother Saeed texted me. He was telling me he was telling me, you know that one time you wanted to be an MC for a graduation? 24 hours later, here I am. That's what I say. But I was thinking what I wanted to say to the graduates, even though I'm not really speaking, I'm just an MC. But I know you guys had a great time at Annur. You guys had a lot of good memories. But I wanted to emphasize after you guys leave to know that you guys had teachers and friends and parents that really supported you and cared for you and wished the best for you. And to never forget them. And obviously to stay on the rope of the Deen. And to keep pushing forward. Obviously, it's a day-by-day thing, but keep pushing forward. As long as you guys keep moving, you guys will conquer the world. And next, we're going to have the diplomas with Brother Saeed.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Before we do that, I'm going to give the parents who have kids running around a couple minutes. Please, we're only allowed to use the banquet. The kids are running up and down the stairs, obviously because of the policies we have here and also for their own safety. So inshallah, we'll give you a couple minutes. Please grab your kids, bring them with you. You can sit all the way back with them, but we cannot have the diplomas handed out without every single person in the room. So we'll give you a couple of minutes, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum. We have a policy, if you bring it in, you take it out. Meaning if you brought a child with you, you need to claim it back. Because I'm not seeing parents moving, but wallahi, my eyesight is still good. I'm seeing kids there. And they're not ghosts or anything. So please, if you remember that you brought your child with you, count how many you gave birth to, and please try to count the heads. You know, I'm sure you guys will pass. If our kids are graduating, I'm sure the parents have made it before them. So please, let's do that, inshallah. Alright, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. So inshallah we're going to start with 5th graders. I'd like to have Sister Samantha to come up to the stage, inshallah. She is the first graduate from 5th grade. Where's Brother Rashid? MashaAllah, your wife just graduated.
Sister Samantha.
So our first student, Ahmed Hakimi. legs a long way. Parents, as you want to take pictures, you can actually move to the center. It's going to be a lot easier for you to take pictures.
Mr. Samantha, a little bit back.
You clapped too early.
Right there. Right there.
Next year, Latifa Hakimi.
Here, Latifa, right here.
Musa Harun. I'm going to guess he has a lot of support in the crowd. Is Harun here? Oh, okay, that's fine. Our next student is Norina Khan. Speaking of fast food, this girl is fast. I think the family takes a lot to. Who are the parents? Parents, raise your hands. You eat a lot of fast food? He's like, no. Oh, you promised her a gift. That's why she's like, I'm gonna get off the stage. Abdul Baqi Mukhlis. There you go. Did somebody just whistle? Okay. He said, do not embarrass me. I hope that's not your favorite. All right, competition is on. Let's see how many people will support Naqibullah. No whistling, please. I'm not whistling. Okay, let me clarify something before Madiha comes up. Madiha, you can actually come up these stairs. They're closer. So the next, Madiha Kufa, sorry. No, wait. That's not good enough. Madiha is a special person here. Come on. I saw Brahim earlier. I'm not sure if Anas and the whole family is here. Let's hear it for Yusuf Zakat. See, Brahim is smart. He brought his high school friends. So we have two sisters graduating today, one from this class and one from high school. Can somebody guess who's this person? Those school students, do not embarrass me. Sarah Chaudhry. Mujtaba Ali. I love how you guys started from there and then you came there. The next thing is going to be down there. See that he can't see it. No, Mustafa, come back here. He couldn't see it. So move back. Can you see him now? Allahu Akbar. All right, let's see how we can do with Lamar now. Now we have Amina. Really? You have to do that too? How about you go back down?
Hurry up.
All right, that's it for fifth graders. No. I'm trying to get him a heart attack, guys. Look at his face. Yeah, this. I pull a prank on him when he goes outside. Inshallah, let's try to avoid whistling, please, inshallah. While they're waiting to listen. No one is graduating from 8th grade. Allahu Akbar! Takbir. This is so happy. So next class in 8th grade is started. See, 8th grade you can use that side. Unlike your teacher. So our first graduate is Zaid Abdullah. Actually, Zaid removed his mask. And next is Rihanna Mubarak. Our teacher. No, you get the gift card, she gets the certificate. Next, I thought she's not graduating. I think we made a mistake. Latiba, I think she's not. Latiba, she just has this thing, she's like, I would graduate, please let me know, please. I think you are. And if Latiba graduates, who has to graduate too? Sidra. I don't know if anyone should clap for this one. See, they said the name, subhanallah. 8th graders, they know it. Alia. Can you smile? Next is Fatima Bilal. She probably was smiling even before she got the diploma. We're canceling the rest of the program? Next is Mohammed Diallo. Smile, smile. It's okay, Mohammed, you can smile. He's refusing to smile. Aisha Handar. Smile. Just once a year. This is your once a year smile, please, Aisha. Abdurrahman Moore. He's smiling. He's smiling. He said he's smiling. He's not smiling. The police is taking the picture and he's smiling. Bibi Safora. Sister Ann, you get another gift card. If you have another come to this. Open another bank account. We have Nazi. She's not nervous. She's shaking. The whole stage is shaking with Sana Nasiri. Now, hold on a second. Is Medina here? Is Medina Nasiri here? She's not getting the diploma because you did not come to visit after you graduated. Yalla, you're keeping it crazy. And of course, no one can forget Medina. Congratulations, 8th graders. Sister Suhaila, you're one of them. If you could please bear with me. So our next group are our high schoolers. Okay, so for those who have attended our graduation, I get to pick on my high schoolers. I have that privilege. I think I have permission from Sister Caitlin to be the one to hand the diplomas, inshallah, and also say a few things about these guys. All right, so we're going to start with Mr. Salim Al-Gibyani. He refuses to graduate. You know what? I'm going here for this. So unlike the other grades, high schoolers, I get to say a few things about them and then they get to speak. So we're going to start with Mr. Salim. Now here's the thing, the interesting thing about Salim, I know the family. Sister Ahmad worked with us. She's hiding. And we have Sister Yasmin actually with us. No, I'm not going to say anything. I roasted you before. So Salim, the funny thing about it, as a parent myself, I know always the youngest one is the spoiled one, right? Now the family members may agree to that, okay? But it's interesting when you realize that you actually deal with him. Anyone who dealt with Salim for the years that I have dealt with him doesn't mean that he doesn't get in trouble, but he's good actually not to get exposed. But on a serious note, Salim, subhanAllah, he always conducts himself at a more mature level than his age. And that's something that, I hate to say, but you don't see that a lot. And with all seriousness, knowing that he's the youngest in the family and having that responsibility, it's something to be proud of, to be honest. And actually, this is the first time I'm going to add actually testimonies from your friends, all right? Now, as you know, I don't know who said what, but we're going to say few. I'm not going to read all the cards. And this is also something for the families to kind of really see what their friends are saying about them, right? So the first one says, Salim is a good friend to have, an honest and trustworthy person. Another student said that you are very mature, and that is something kind of like surprising, but it's something to admire. Very smart person, and very kind and sweet, and funny. I gotta find that side in you, Salim. The funny part, man, I don't know. Salim is serious most of the time. One says, very well-spoken person, and I gotta tell you, Salim, when he wants something, I guess he got it from Sister Ahmad, with the experience that he got with his mom, I think he tries to use that with others. He's well-spoken, definitely, and he really presents and represents himself and others very well. Intellectual, capable beyond common sense. We gotta find out who said that, which is refreshing and appreciated. Humorous, again, I gotta find that in you. And fun, but also very mature. You know how to act appropriately or appropriate to the situation. A very competitive person, I gotta say that he is competitive. So mashallah, I hope that you keep that. But honestly, Salim, to say this, these are the things that actually people see in you. These are what your classmates see in you, and I pray that you really don't take that for granted, but most importantly, you take that, embrace it, celebrate it, and use it. Just like Archie said earlier, you're going out there, you gotta impact people's lives. So I'm very proud to see you graduate, and I wish you all the best. Inshallah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala pave the way for you and make you one of the beneficial individuals out there. So now Salim gets the mic, and he has a book he's pulling out of his.
So everyone, I just first wanted to start by saying thank you to everyone who took the time to attend today. It is, with the weather, it's for sure appreciated. And again, I just want to thank everyone who took the time to show up today. So I have attended Annur Islamic school for almost half of my life. From when I joined back in 4th grade, all the way up until now, the end of my last year here. And honestly, it is the best possible schooling experience that I could have asked for. And it is not just because of the amazing learning experience that I have received, but mainly because of the environment that it took place in. Going to school never felt like a chore, but rather something that I wanted to do. And I think this all stems from the fact that every day I've attended at Annur, I've been surrounded by people just like me. People who have the same faith and beliefs that I do. It was not only this though, another huge contributing factor for my experience being this great in Annur is probably the amount of effort and care that our teachers as well as staff put in to make sure we succeed. Not only in this dunya, but in Akhirah as well. Our teachers understood that it's their duty to prepare and equip us for what we need in life, and to say that they did an amazing job would honestly just be an understatement. Every teacher that I've had throughout my time at Annur has done incredible, and I deeply appreciate it. Surprisingly enough, my teachers were not the only cause of my success in Annur, and a good portion of it can can be owed to my family, friends, and peers who have also supported me throughout the ups and downs throughout this journey. They were also here throughout the ups and downs that we faced in school, and the memories that I've made with them will definitely stick with me for the rest of my life, inshallah. Honestly speaking though, Annur is like a second home to me. And knowing that this is an end to an amazing chapter of my life, it's for sure upsetting. And I'm definitely saddened to be leaving here today, but I'm excited for the future and what it holds for us, inshallah. This is a big step in our lives, and inshallah, we are all happy and successful in this life as well as the hereafter. Congratulations to my fellow classmates, class of 2023.
Yeah, so please try to keep it down. I know a number of us, we already have our students graduated and they came up on the stage. Please, let's try to be respectful of the rest. Personally, the high schoolers are always special for me, and I really appreciate it if we can try to keep it down, inshallah. Salim, before I forget, Salim, if you can take your own. I have to admit I lost one of the Ziploc bags, and I think I'm going to get in trouble for it. Okay, our next graduate is Maryam Barak. By the way, that's how Maryam smiles. You're smiling now? Still. Where's your dad? I'm gonna call him out. I'm gonna teach her how to smile. Abu Freddy, you gotta get some training. Hold on, where's one from Ernie? I know I didn't lose that one. Alright, so let me start with this. So when I told the kids, the high schoolers, to write something about their peers. Now, by the way, the boys wrote about the boys and the girls wrote about the girls. We didn't have cross-gender. So the statements now you're going to hear about the girls, they're all coming from girls. And what you heard about Salim, those were coming from boys. I had a couple students say, "Who's Maryam?" That's how quiet this girl is. And that makes it difficult for me because when somebody is very quiet, you don't come across a lot of things kind of like, to go through with them. They don't give you a hard time. And for me, when you don't give me a hard time, I don't have a lot to say about you. That's the rest of you guys. But on a serious note, as quiet as Maryam seems to be, I was honored to see her grow as an individual, and I know that what she has out there for her is very promising. I saw the level of confidence that she had. I saw the level of maturity that actually she was able to display to me as her principal and teacher. One thing that I really appreciate about her, as I would have wanted for her to be more lively, but the level of respect that she has for her teachers is something, again, unfortunately you don't see that a lot nowadays. So when somebody has that, that first of all reflects the self-respect that she has for herself before she has it for the adults in her life. And for me, there's something that you don't really get to teach a lot. It's something either you have it or you don't. So for her to have that, I think that's something really for her to not take it for granted, and that's something to really preserve for as long as you can, inshallah. So we do have a few statements about her. The first one says, "Who's Maryam?" So the first one says, "You are a team player and always willing to cooperate. Working with you is a pleasure because of your cooperative nature. Maryam is a smart and very funny person." Again, I don't know where you guys are getting these funny parts because it seems like I missed out. I think you guys should repeat high school. She doesn't even smile. Is your daughter funny? That's father's at home. Oh, okay. And it says we have similar humor. I mean, this girl is not lying. Apparently, you have like some sense of humor with somebody that you guys are compatible. And I enjoy spending time with you. While you're quiet, I'm trying to get her to smile. I mean, it's work. Boy, who's this? This is like writing a letter. I'm gonna skip that one because that's like a letter. Nice, quiet, and she looks sweet. I think we're gonna conclude there. All right, so Mariam, the mic is yours. Can you speak? Does she know sign language, brother? Farid? Does she know sign? You want your dad to speak?
Assalamualaikum. My name is Mary Abra. First of all, I would love to thank who has been a role model for me in all my years in Annur. Most importantly, my parents and my family, because if it wasn't for them, I would probably not be standing here today. Being someone who has never stepped foot in any other school, I know that my experience at Annur Islamic school is better than any experience I could have had at a public school. I want to thank my principal and my teachers and the friends that I made who have been there for me every step of the way. Melissa Dave is much more than just a principal to me. He has taught me so much and has made me grow as a person. Sister Caitlin, I may not have been such an amazing student, but no matter how much I may have acted up, I ended up learning so much. Sister Jaylan, you made me appreciate English as a subject. Sister Shiloh, you always found a way to Sister Lena, I always look forward to your class because you always made it fun for us. Sister Sahila and Sister Rehan, thank you for making math a much easier subject for me. And for my Arabic teachers, Sister Jazair, Sister Jamana, and Sister Bedra, I'll forever mention you in my du'as for giving me precious ability to read the language of the Quran. Sister Najma, when I was in kindergarten, you were always there to take care of me. Most importantly, those who weren't even my teachers, but I appreciate so much. For example, Sister Maha, who was like the second mother to me and the rest of the school. Sister Yasmin, no matter what day it was, you always put up with how much we annoyed you. And Sister Khadija, ever since I was a little kid, I remember being so excited to see you because you managed to always lighten up the mood. And I would especially love to thank Sister Suzanne, because if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be the proud son I am today. You made Annur a better environment for all of us, and your wisdom has guided us through thick and thin. I will always keep all of you in my du'as. Jazakumullahu khairan.
She was not shaking at all. I'm sure you guys picked on that. Probably you picked on her shaking more than the voice. All right, so the next person is Miss Jamila.
Burshape, the camera died. The camera died. It died. Because the battery's exhausted, the camera died. So,
All right, so one thing about Jamila. She said, I just had to deal with her. If she pays, I don't say anything. So we'll just have to work out the details of the bribe she's going to give me. So you've been with us for like, what, 2 years now? Right? Yeah. 2 years. And Jamila, when she started, and to Jamila today, I think probably she was just kind of like coming out of her shell. One thing I like about her, she's very proud. I'm sure you can tell. You know, and it's good to be proud of your country. It's good to be proud of your background. And that's something you can pick from the way that she speaks, the way that she carries herself. And the one other thing that actually I like about her, she's a person who stands up for herself. You know, and that's a quality that, you know, not a lot of people have, especially from the backgrounds that we come from. And I really strongly believe if she, just like Archie mentioned earlier, if she really takes care of herself, that's a role model for a lot of our girls who are proud of their religion first and foremost, proud of their background, and proud of their achievements. So I do pray that Jamila, even though sometimes she drove me crazy, you know, with her, you know, strength personality, but I'm sure that she's going to achieve a lot in life. And there's nothing that your friends actually decided to say about you. Can you smile? She's smiling behind the mask. All right, so here's the thing. This is the confirmation to my statement. The first one says, Jamila, you have a strong personality and always confident and work hard no matter what. And you are really kind and nice and sweet. The next person says you are a very helpful person and very kind-hearted. The third says your ability to collaborate and work well in a team is impressive. And the next says, in my opinion, I believe Jamila is funny, kind, sweet friend, and she always helps me. I think you guys should type these things next time. During what? Oh, during exams. Okay, who cheated? No, it doesn't say during exams. I don't know, man. Actually, another thing I wanted to mention, she is, just as it was mentioned earlier, she does have a good time with her friends, and she does, when she decides to be funny with her friends, and I think this is a selective trait that we have with our students, I do hear them laughing, so I never thought that Jamila is the one who makes them laugh, but apparently she does. All right, Jamila, the mic is yours.
Assalamualaikum. Today is the day we also remember to mark the
Sound, can you please try to quiet the kids down a little bit, please? I would really appreciate it.
Today is the day we will also remember to mark the end of one chapter in our life and the beginning of another. As we move forward, let us always remember to stay true to ourselves and our values. Let us take the risk, learn from our mistakes, and never give up on our dreams. I want to take a moment to thank my family, friends, and teachers who have supported me throughout my journey. My family, friends, and teachers have been my supportive system, encouraging me and um, guiding me and providing me with a foundation for success. Without their love, guidance, and encouragement, I would not be here today. To my parents, thank you for unwavering love, support, and sacrifice. You have been my biggest fan, my confidence, and my role model. You have given me the foundation I need to succeed in life, and for that, I'm forever grateful. To my teachers, I would like to thank Sister Joanna, Sister Kayla, Sister Joanna, Sister Suhaila, and Sister Shiloh, and Brother Suhaib, and the office staff. I would like to thank all of you for challenging me, inspiring me, and pushing me to do my best self. You have taught me more than just a subject. You have taught me more life skills, critical thinking, and the importance of hard working. You have spent your time, energy, and passion into my education. For that, I'm forever grateful. To my friends, thank you for memories, love, and the support. You have been there for me through the thick and thin. I would have made it throughout this journey without you guys. Congrats to the class of 2023. Here's a bright future ahead of us. Thank you.
Again, before we continue, we have kids playing by the elevator. Please have your kids with you. This is not something safe. Please have your kids with you, inshallah. Okay, this is where I get comfortable. Because these students, I can pick on them in any way that I want. Now, my victim number one, if you see her from the outside, she's mashallah an angel. Can somebody guess who? Who? Lamia. So, Lamia, she's from Syria, but we have to teach her Arabic. She speaks Turkish, by the way, so that's why she kind of didn't have the Arabic. And I used to speak to her, and I used to be around, and Lamia would look at me, Aya's understanding what I'm saying, and Lamia's like. But here's the thing, when they came, subhanAllah, something that I can tell you, when you see someone already doing well, that's something. You encourage them, and you're proud of them. But when you see someone literally uplifting themselves and growing from almost nothing when they came to this country, they did not have the language, they didn't have, and you see them growing to someone who stands in front of an entire class, having nothing in front of them to speak from, and speaking from the heart, to a point that actually I took some of the things that these guys wrote and they turned it into a khutbah. For me, that's something to celebrate. Can we have a round of applause for that? And especially when that person learns Arabic. Now, Lamia, the one thing that I like about her is she's still respectful. There are people that when they grow and they see the achievements, they become full of themselves. But Lamia has always kept herself grounded. She achieves, alhamdulillah, she continues to achieve. But respect is always there. But she has a very strong personality, which I could even tell by Faris, her brother, when he comes sometimes he looks at her and he has to check with his sister before he decides on something. And I'm like, you know what? That is the older sister that we have. And this is the role that actually she plays with her younger brother. Even though Faris is no joke. He can take it for himself. Faris, here's your hand. He's back there, right there. That's the troublemaker. No, it's respectful too. But subhanAllah, but Lamia is also a fun person. And her partner in crime is Aya Mubarak. When these two come together. Wallahi, obviously they don't look alike, but they're twins. Whatever Aya is, Lamia is. And I was deceived initially because obviously, Aya, when you deal with her, she doesn't look as innocent as Lamia, right? And whenever Aya says, Brother Suhaib, Lamia did this to me, I'm like, no. Lamia would not do that. And so when you catch her, and I'm like, Lamia, you did that? She's like, yeah. And from 9th grade, obviously, to 11th, I did not deal with Lamia like I used to deal with her. I dealt an equivalent to Aya, even though I have a lot to deal with Aya and say about her. But wallahi, I always say, Annur kids are like my own kids. But let's be honest, sometimes, we favor some over others. And when you favor them, you pick on them more, right? I think I don't want to do more damage, but I'm very proud of you. Wallahi, I really see you and continue to see you as my own daughter. What you have achieved, it tells you that you can achieve more. And these, these students truly are role models. I could take a stage and try to inspire you with words, but when you learn about specific students that we have, that in itself is an inspiration, and wallahi, they become my own inspiration. And I'm very proud to say I continue to learn from these guys. Life lessons. That when you're challenged with something, you don't give up. These guys want to be doctors. A lot of times when we hear about, this narrative, somebody came from that country, they can barely make it. We have these guys that want to be doctors. Don't be surprised if one day you go to a doctor and you see her. But don't think she's nice. No, she is nice, mashallah. I'm very proud of you, but I have to read what some of your friends said. See, I was easy on you, right? I think. The rest now they do not want to come to stage. Can somebody guess who's the next one coming to the stage? You are this is not me saying this, okay? Because I think they're not telling the truth. So this person says you are really a sweet, quiet person and have the kindest heart. And you are always open to listen to anyone. You are hardworking, confident, and you are a I'm going to stop there. You're a problem-solving person, and you can find the best solutions. You always inspire others to achieve their goals. Never give up. Keep up the hard work. I wish for the best for you always. I couldn't say anything better than that. They're all true. You are one of the smartest and hardworking students I know. You drive forth and never let anyone stop you. And I'm not going to read all of them, obviously, but when I got to actually got to know you, guys, we need to. I see that you have a very nice personality. You are also super nice, and I loved spending time with you. I will miss you, and hope to see you again after school. Hope you have a nice day. Just a nice day. That's it. I don't know what happens the following day. So I'm very proud of you, Damia, and the mic is yours.
Family friends, faculty and fellow graduates. As you see, I'm a little nervous because after what Bro Saif had explained about me, you guys probably know much about me right now, more than anyone else. So, it's an honor to be standing up here in front of you all today, even though I'm pretty sure half of you have no idea who I am. As after Bro Saif had explained more about me though, I had been in the school since I was in 6th grade, which I didn't have any language, not even Arabic as what Bro Saif had explained. But after all, I had learned many things in the school, where I learned even Arabic in the school basically with my friends who have inspired me. And so I have many dreams in the future. Let's not talk about my future because I'm gonna be talking hours and hours without even stopping. So we all came from different backgrounds and different challenges, but we all managed to survive our journey. And that's something to be proud of. I mean, let's be real here. High school can be a pretty weird place. It's like a never-ending game of the Hunger Games, where the only way to survive is to make it to the end without getting eaten alive by the focus and the drama and the never-ending stream of homework. But we made it, guys. We survived. We're all winners in our own way. So we all accomplished one of the significant early achievements of our lives. This is a major step in the journey of our lives. And what should be recognized as a considerable achievement? It's an act not only of the personal commitment, but also one of the pride. We all worked hard to get to this day, and our work hard was not wasted. A high school diploma is a beautiful tool in this world, opening many doors of opportunity for anyone lucky enough to have one. But graduating is not an end goal itself. It's a part of life's more significant journey. Wherever your future takes you, let it take you somewhere. Life is a journey, and you will accomplish what we achieve during this course should be taken as a starting point. Projecting us to wherever our future are meant to take us, whether we land ourselves a career, take up a trade, or continue our education at college. But before we can reach for the stars, there's one more personal achievement we all need to achieve. Most people who graduated from high school experience only one graduation, but we all have one more shortly ahead of us. We've already shown our commitment to the personal growth by making it to the ceremony today, but soon, all graduation from our program. As I said before, life is a journey. We don't stop growing once we get our diplomas. Life is about growing and being our programs, giving each of us new opportunities to continue growing and learning new skills that we will carry with us for the rest of our lives. And we don't have to stop there. The graduation had already shown an honor to stand before you today as we celebrate the achievements of our academic journeys. Would you like to express our deepest gratitude to
Brother Suhaib, Sister Ketla, Sister Swaila, Sister Jayla, Sister Shaila, Sister Dubna, Sister Rihan, Sister Maha, Sister Yasmin, and all of them my fellow graduates. I also would like to appreciate our family friend Miss Nell and my families who have been with you in this journey. You all have been part of our success and growth here. Your unwavering support, guidance, and encouragement have helped us navigate the challenges of our academic and personal lives. Understanding and kindness have been a constant source of inspiration and motivation for us to continue our excellence. I would like to thank Versailles one more time that he hadn't had taught me, if he hadn't teach me, I won't be able to stand here bravely and speaking about giving my speech to you guys. And so, in conclusion, I just want to say that I'm proud of each and every of you. We all been through lives together, and we all come to our strength stronger for it. Whether you're off to college, just taking some time to figure things out, I know that you're going to do great things. And if all else fails, you can always come back to high school and relive the glory days. Just kidding, please don't do that. And congratulations to the class of 2023. We made it, guys.
I think Imam Yaki wants to give time for Aya to collect herself before she comes up. So inshallah, we're honored to have Imam Yaki, inshallah, speak to us briefly, and then we'll continue, inshallah.
Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Graduates, give yourselves a hand, please. I'm really honored to be here and to witness you graduate today. Now, look at what Annur has achieved. Let me ask you, do we have, out of the graduates from Annur, do we have lawyers now? Do we? Yes? Okay, good. Do we have doctors? Yes. Do we have judges? Yes. So the list goes on and on. Congratulations. What you need to know is this: life is how you make it. Now let me give you a little bit of example of myself so that you will learn. Most of your parents are immigrants in this part of the world. 3 days now, I was in Syracuse, training chaplains, imams, pastors who work with the Department of Corrections. Okay? I'm an immigrant coming this part of the world and look at the achievement. That's one. And number two, out of those that have participated, there are immigrants who have been able to achieve that. So remember, the more you work hard, Allah sees. But never ever forget why you chose, or your parents choose to bring you at Annur. You know why? Not only with education, but also with God. Because it is said that people are in trouble today because we abandoned God, meaning Allah. We abandoned neighbors, including our own parents. Graduates, remember, focus, work hard. Never ever come home to think that you are better than your parents. Never. Never ever. The moment you get to that level, you destroy yourself, regardless of what you've been able to achieve. Again, never ever forget where you come from. The moment you get to that level, you are destroyed. likewise appreciate your teachers, appreciate the leadership of the community that made you who you are today. And I would like to say this, Dr. Suhaib, we appreciate it. May Allah continue to bless and protect you because you have done a lot for the community. Likewise, I would like to say, the teachers, some of you have been here before I even got here. May Allah continue to protect all of you. Likewise, parents, this is not the end of the journey. Keep doing your best, but please watch your tongue. No curses, no insult, because some of what we say today may haunt your children tomorrow. Always give them blessings. Always give them blessings. Likewise, Annur School Board, with the leadership of Brother Uthman, we appreciate it. May Allah continue to bless you. Likewise, our leadership, the leadership of this humble community, which we all belong to, with the leadership of Dr. Saeed, we appreciate it. May Allah continue to bless you. And to all of us, let's do it together. We still believe as Muslims that it takes a village to raise a child. When you see somebody's child doing that which she should not do, it is your utmost duty to stop that, but do it with respect and humility. Again, graduates, congratulations, teachers. We thank you for your generosity, and to all of us, let's continue to do it together. Barakallahu feekum. May Allah continue to bless all of you and to bless us all. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun. Wa salamun ala al-mursaleen. Walhamdulillah.
Inshallah, we'll continue. And my next victim, our next graduate is Aya Mubarak. Grab your coffee or tea so I can start talking. So, Miss Aya, mashallah, truly no one can tell you otherwise. The twin of Lamia, exactly the same statements that I made about Lamia, with the exception, Aya, mashallah, she scares me until this day. That's the confession. You know when you have a child, that child scares you? No, she doesn't scare me anymore. But Aya, mashallah, one thing I like about her is, in addition to literally coming through, she doesn't leave others behind, including her own sister, anyone that she really cares about, she becomes their voice. She really advocates for others, and this is a quality that most people do not have. We live in a time that it's all about me, what I want, what I need, what can I achieve, who cares about the rest. There are times when I'm like, Aya, if they need a lawyer, they need to hire a lawyer. Even though I say that, but it makes me proud knowing that, you know what? A girl at her age who is, inshallah, going to achieve whatever that she wants. And this is something that I really like about her, that she doesn't give up. She's a person that, you know what? A lot of people, you try the first, the second time, and you try to find that there's something that is not working. She's like, I'm going to find out what is working, so I can make that work even more, and I'm going to address what is not working. And that's something that you don't see in a lot of people. And she could have easily said, you know what, I'm going to settle for whatever coming from overseas, just like Imam Yaki said. But I see her not just as a successful person, but as a leader. And this is something that our community needs. We're done with having followers. We're literally having leaders. And I can proudly say, it's not that I have a forecast that I can tell, foretell the future, But among the few people that I can see them lead is this young lady right here. And that's why I tell her always, Aya, be careful of how you carry yourself. Because you're leading some people that you don't even realize that actually they're looking up to you, and you're literally paving and shaping the way for them. So that's something that I really like about her. She does drive me crazy. And the one thing she says, I don't mean it. And I'm like, well, I mean, the way you said it, you know. But she always comes back, bro, I'm really sorry. And I'm like, if I didn't know you, I would have killed you. Are we recording? Okay. See you guys on the other end. I need a lawyer, but she'll be my lawyer. So, Wallahi, I'm very proud of you. And I have no less expectation than what you expect for yourself. And I'm going to keep track of what you're doing. So go and do what you want to do. All right? Oh, no, hold on. Gotta read what her friend said about her. This person says, you are a very nice person and have a very sweet personality. I am proud of how much you come and finally graduating. I will miss you and will miss hanging out with you. You're caring. And from what I see, you have a sweet heart. I hope you have a, what's up? You have a good day, man. This person wants everyone to have a good day. You know this person? Okay. Don't expose them. Don't expose them. It's been an incredible year with you, with your contagious smile. She does have that contagious smile. She is, by the way, I can say this. Aya is funny. I can attest to that. Okay? As scary as she is, are you bipolar? As scary as she has a great sense of humor. Lamia can tell you that. Where's Lamia? Did you just shrink? Lamia, by the way, has also a sense of humor. You never fail to make others smile. True. Your passion for learning and perseverance has been a template for us. So you're paving the way. So thank you for this wonderful year, Aya. So we'll leave it at that. Aya, the mic is yours. Don't drop the mic after this.
Assalamualaikum everyone. I hope everyone has a nice day. Thank you so much for being here with us today. I'm Aya Mubarak. For now I'm very known. I'm very proud and excited to be standing here today at Annur's. Annur has been much to prepare me for this special moment in my life. I'm extremely grateful to everyone who helped me to become who I am today and helped me strengthen my personality. My strength of character and confidence is because of you and your support of me throughout the years. I have many people to thank today. Of course, I want to thank my parents, my family, for being here with me today. I'm very proud of them and appreciate the challenges they faced to get me to this point. Despite many hardships, they never gave up. Mom, you have always been a role model for me. You have always inspired me to be the strong person I am today. Baba, thank you so much for everything you did. You have always been the biggest support of my wishes and goals. From the beginning, you have both held my hand tight and grateful for everything you did and guided me throughout the life many times. Your love and support have given me the strength and helped me to believe that my dreams can come true. Also, I want to extend my thank you to the dedicated teachers and staff at Annur who have also made that moment possible. I would like to thank the following: Sister Caitlin, who have gave me the tools to enjoy literature, poetry, and history. I want you to know that you have been so much more than a teacher to me. You have been a support and guide. You have been an inspiration. I'm very grateful to have you as a teacher. I want to thank you for providing me with all the knowledge and moral support I needed to be able to face my future with confidence. Sister Jinan, who inspired me to express myself in writing, you have given me the tools and the structure to continue to develop my English skills. Sister Reham, who built my foundation in English and always helped me with math. Sister Suhaila, who was a good motivation and support. Sister Shaila, whose high expectation made me work hard. Sister Dibna, who helped me confirm my love to science. Sister Jazair, who inspired me to follow my faith and inspired me so much. Sister Suzanne, who guided me and also guided me on my straight path and shared a love of subjects. Sister Maha, who always helped me with all the things and always had my back, and also Sister Yasmin. And finally, I have to thank one more person who really was there for me whenever I needed, Miss Jan. Thank you so much for being here. And finally, I have saved the most important for last. I would like to thank Brother Sahib, who believed in me. He encouraged me and advised me, and he helped me build my confidence. He had guided me on the right path. He has been not just my school principal, but instead he has been more of a father figure to me. As a teacher, he inspired me and taught me many things in life and life lessons. Brother Sahib, I will always remember you as my best teacher. And I will always remember my 6 years at Annur Islamic School as my best years. Because here at Annur, I made a lot of connections and with teachers and students. I learned what it takes to be successful academically and in life. Annur is more than a school. It has been like my second home. I'm proud to be graduating of Annur, and I would look forward to spending my last 2 weeks with teachers and friends. Many thanks again to all of you. Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum.
Our next graduate is Miss Tasfia. I'm sure many of you thought, because I saw it that way, I have nothing to say about her, or trust me. So Miss Tasfia, the first interaction I had with her is when I asked her if she would like to join our Young Scholars program. And that program, as some of you guys know, is for advanced students. They graduate early. And she let me down. Ooh. And she let me down because she had another friend with her, and that friend said no, and she's like, no, I'm not interested. I was disappointed because for me, when I see someone with potential, and they just want to go with the flow and go with what everybody else is doing, it kind of like it breaks my heart. And then one day, Miss Tasfia is like, Brother Sahib, remember when you told me about the advanced program? I'm like, mm-hmm. She's like, I would like to join. I'm like, now? She's like, yeah. And the good thing about it is she actually joined kind of like later than I wanted for her, but she's graduating on time, the time that I wanted for her. And that's something that you don't see that often. MashaAllah, for someone, and this is the lesson, is you're never late to start something and have confidence in yourself. And then later I learned that part of her decision was the family being concerned that she might be too young. And I'll tell you this, when we actually bring people to that program, the advanced program, two main things that I look at. There are other things, but two main things. I look at the person, if they're academically doing well, and if they are mature enough for the program. And I'm going to read some of the testimonies. It's not because I saw that in her. She's much older, more mature than her actual age. And she carries that, and people see that in her. And that's what I saw. And really, wallahi, it made me so excited when she came, and she said, you know what? I think I want to be in that program. Now, she drives me crazy, I have to say. Don't be deceived by the achievements. There are times when, I find out about something, and I'm like, Tasfia, you're part of it? She's like, mm-hmm. I'm like, you did? I did that. I'm like, yeah. She's like, yeah, I did it. So she's not a person who's not living life, but she's also a person who's mature. And one thing I noticed about her, just like I mentioned earlier about Aya, she's a person who doesn't just speak for herself. When time calls, she would actually stand up and speak about or on behalf of somebody else. And that's a quality, again, like I mentioned earlier, not a lot of people have. And I want to have this message specifically to her family. MashaAllah, you have a blessing by having her as your daughter. And I'm sure you have a lot of complaints about her. I have a lot of complaints about her as well. You know, I think we have that in common. We're not going to expose her on stage. But just like you achieved your goals in this school, don't settle for less. By the way, she wants to be an engineer. That's not a field for girls usually. So she is not just a successful person, she's a person who doesn't allow for the culture, for the boundaries that we create to stop her. And that's something that I really admire about her. And I really pray that she doesn't change her mind unless she has a passion for something else. And that's something that, for me, is something worth highlighting. I want to share a little bit of what actually her friends say. And it's if anything, is a confirmation, and I hope the parents are listening to this, so you can understand the things that we see as part of Tasfiya's family here in Annur. The one says, Tasfiya, you're very helpful, loving, caring, kind, and all the nice words that are there to describe you. I mean, frame this, okay? You're gonna frame. No, not this one. We're not framing anything, we're dropping things. The next person says, Tasfiya, you are a natural leader. Your ability to take charge and guide the group is impressive. I think you need to frame this one. And then we're going to frame you with these things. Tasfiya is such a caring and loving person. She's there for you no matter what and will listen to you about any problem you are having. She's really a good friend. Now, as I mentioned, I'm not going to read all of these, but this just tells you that even though you might have not been conscious of this, but this is the reality. This is what we see as your teachers. This is what your classmates are saying about you. So if you have something to live up to, don't compromise.
Good morning, good evening, everyone. My name is Tasfiya Joda, and as a member of class of 2023, it is my honor to stand before you today as you celebrate this momentous occasion. I'd like to welcome our esteemed guests, faculty members, and past families and friends who have joined us here today. And of course, congratulations to my fellow graduates. As we finally reach our milestone of graduation, it is time for us to reflect on the journey we had undertaken together. These past years have been filled with countless hours of hard work, late-night study sessions, and moments of success and defeat. And let's not forget those epic battles with the snooze button every morning. We have grown not only academically but personally, forging lifelong friendships and discovering our passions along the way. At this moment, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to all the individuals who have played a pivotal role in shaping my journey, my cherished friends and loving family, and dedicated faculty. First and foremost, I would like to extend my deepest appreciation to Sister Kayla. Throughout my years in this school, you have been an invaluable mentor, guiding me through the corridors of history. Your guidance has shown me the importance of understanding the past to shape the future. Next, I would like to express my sincere thanks to Sister Suzanne. Your teachings on the fundamentals of Islam has served as a strong foundation for my religious growth. You have instilled in me a deeper understanding of my faith, empowering me to embark on a personal journey to strengthen my connection with my religion. To Sister Rehan, I am truly grateful for your expertise in mathematics. Your patience, guidance, and commitment to our learning have been truly valuable. A special thank you to Sister Suhaila, who has not only taught me math, but also given ignited a passion within me to the subject. Your unwavering enthusiasm and role modeling has inspired me to explore the limitless possibilities that lie ahead. I'm profoundly grateful for the countless hours you have spent nurturing our mathematical abilities and guiding us along the way. Thank you, Sister Jaylan, whose mastery of the English language has increased my communication skills to new heights. Your innovative techniques and vast vocabulary have empowered me to express myself even beyond my abilities. I want to express my deep appreciation to Sister Lupna and Sister Shala for their remarkable contribution to my scientific education. Sister Lupna, your dedication to increasing my knowledge in the field of science has been impactful. Sister Shala, your infectious enthusiasm for science has created an environment where curiosity thrives. Your tireless efforts to inspire us and nurture our scientific interests has made each and every class a joyous experience. Your passion for science has left a memorable impression on all of us, and for that we are extremely thankful. Thank you, Sister Badra, Sister Josiah, and Sister Jumana, for your exceptional dedication to expand our knowledge of the Arabic language. Through your teachings, I have not only learned the language, but also gained a deeper appreciation for the rich cultural heritage it represents. I would like to thank two remarkable individuals who have been the light of everyone's day. Sister Maha and Sister Yasmin. Their infectious laughter has lifted my spirits and made each day a little brighter. Your presence in my life is a treasure gift that I will cherish for the rest of my life. I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to someone who has not only been my principal, but also my mentor in life, Felicity. Your unwavering belief in me has been a guiding force. You have seen my potential even when I doubted myself, and your constant support and encouragement has propelled me forward. Through your teachings, you have shown me the true essence of life, motivation, commitment, and embracing every moment to its fullest. I'm eternally grateful for your wisdom and guidance. I want to thank my family and friends who have never stopped believing in me and pushed me to be the best version of myself. You have been my pillar of strength, and your unwavering support has been the foundation of everything. Constellation of incredible individuals who have shaped my life. There's one person whose presence has truly been exceptional. It is with utmost love that I address my dearest mother. Mom, your unwavering faith in my abilities, your relentless encouragement, and your underlying love has helped me into the person I am today. You are my rock, my guiding light in times of darkness. Your selfless dedication and tireless work ethic has always been evident, as you relentlessly pursued the life I desired with unwavering determination. If I could become even a fraction of the extraordinary woman you are, I would consider myself miserably blessed. Thank you for all the incredible individuals who have touched our lives. Your support and encouragement have illuminated our paths, propelling us towards progress rather than holding us back. Our lives and stories are far from ending. We only turn another page in a timeless book that shall continue eternally. As we gather here today on the edge of new beginnings, ready to start our own journey, I feel fulfilled knowing that each of us is bravely planning our own unique path in this vast complexity of life. It's a moment filled with excitement as we eagerly explore the mysteries that life has woven into our individual futures. While it may be a mix of emotions to say goodbye to familiar faces and shared experiences, let's embrace the unknown with open arms. Congratulations, class of 2023. Let us move forward from this day and leave our mark on the world, using our education and experiences to bring positive change and make a difference in the lives of others.
Just come back. Can we please get him out of here? That's Sophia's group. Okay, so I want to clarify something. So we have, this is the main graduation, then we have one tomorrow. So for today, the last person for this graduation for today is, I'm gonna try this, okay? Rowan? What are you doing? I'm on record. Rowan, Mohammed, are you ready? No, I got the mic first. I'm not done. Muhammad, I told him I'm going to expose him. That is a lot to say. So, I had a family visit Annur 2 years ago in the summer. Okay? Wallahi, they looked Arabs. And I'm talking to the parents, mashallah. And then he asked the girl that came with them. I said, what's your name? Ra. Like, wallahi, I was like, my here. Rawa. Her dad was like, Ra'a. خبيت يا عمي say رؤى. I'm like, رؤى, you رؤى. Now, what's your name? What's your name? You heard that? رؤى. You know, we're so proud of the academic achievements of all of them. But Miss Ru'a, aka Ru'a, I've seen a tremendous growth in her personality, self-confidence, love for her Islamic identity, for her Palestinian identity, which is things she didn't know about. I remember Sister Bahar. We have the map of Palestine. Allahu Akbar. I told her I'm going to expose her. She's ready for this. She's ready. Okay, wallahi, I'm so proud of her. She has come a very long way. It's something that I'm sure if her father or mother were to have the mic, I don't think they will stop talking. In less than 2 years, the things that she has achieved in building her personality, and wallahi, this is the biggest asset for anyone. I don't care if you become a lawyer, I don't care if you become a doctor, if you don't have your Islamic identity as something to be proud of, you're losing in this life and the hereafter. And Ru'a has shown that. I remember after the first year, she was trying to work on her hijab, and then she came, it was this next summer, she came to me, she's like, bro, Suhaib, I'm wearing hijab officially and right. Allahu Akbar. And she wears it very proudly. This is something, wallahi, as a father, I'm so proud of you. I can't tell you enough of how proud I am of her. Now let's talk about her energy. Subhanallah. See, other people are laughing too. Subhanallah. She's an Arab. You know what we said? She wants to major in business. Ask Sister Yasmin. We're like, this girl is doing business already. Okay, Brother Muhammad, she should be your partner from now. MashaAllah. I have a lot of Palestinian friends. I think when she embraced the identity, she embraced the business mindset. Rula Kamal? شو دخلك Rula? Another person in the back, Rula. That's her friend. I know a lot of Palestinians, mashallah, when it comes to business, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed them. This girl, she has in her blood. I think she just needs a stamp for that. And that's something I'm proud of her. It's in her mindset. She's all over the place. She has great ideas, and she goes for them. And if you go to Zaytun, she gives you a discount. Right? Family and friends. But again, subhanAllah, when she comes in, she brings that energy in wherever she's going. Sometimes you need to get rid of her. And you think she goes, she leaves from one door, she enters from the other. Astaghfirullah. It's like, Ra'a. She's like, yeah. And I made a mistake of sparing her from one class because she took it before, Earth Science. But we enjoy having her. And it's easy to make fun of her, by the way. If you know this, easy to make fun of her. That makes her an easy target. Alhamdulillah. You want to make fun of her? If you're having a bad day, make fun of her. And subhanAllah, she laughs. That's a good thing. That's the spirit. And by the way, most of these kids, they do the same thing. But that's something that I can tell you, please continue to grow spiritually, continue to grow academically, and aim as high as you can. Things that they have to say about her. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So this person says you are a really strong leader. Yeah, this is the person who says have a good day. You are really a strong leader and really confident person, and always do your best with everything. Of course, you have kind heart and real emotions. You guys want to talk about the emotions? Can I talk about the emotions? See, you know what sometimes comes to you? Sorry, I'm in between. And when she cries, you don't know if she's happy or she's sad. يا رب أفهم. يا عمي, just say one word, just hint. She has improved. Muhammad, please make sure that the recording continues. When she gets married, play the video, please. I'm invited, right? I think I'm banned from her marriage. The other person says, first, I want to thank you for being there when I was at my lowest. Thank you for always telling me what I needed to hear and not what I wanted to hear. You're also beautiful, and no matter how much I bully you, for it, I hope you never stop being this confident, mashallah, and I want you to know I will love you and the amazing impact you had on my life, and I can't imagine how I lived without you. So that's a friend to keep. Runa, did you write this?
Yes, I did!
No, حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. I think I was stopped. Proud يعني سبحان الله. ربنا يديمها. If she cries, she's not upset.
So I wrote this first part of the speech when the graduation was supposed to be on June 24th, and I did not have the motivation to change it. So approximately 11 years in 1,980 days is how long our school career has lasted. All that time, but it only felt like 1 minute. 1 minute until class is over, 1 minute until we can leave school, 1 minute until after school is done, 1 minute. Alhamdulillah, we have 2 more weeks to create more memories in high school. We are always rushing and waiting until time is up. 1 year left before graduation turns into the next semester, which turns into 1 month and eventually 1 week. Next thing we know, it's 1 minute until we go home. One minute until we never have to step foot in high school again. But see you guys one day. But we never realized how much we would want another minute. 1 more minute to learn something new. 1 more minute to laugh with friends. 1 more minute to enjoy just being in high school. Everyone always says high school flies by in a blink of an eye. I didn't realize how true that was until standing here in front of you all, subhanAllah. As a freshman, my goal was just to enjoy high school. This was the year of the first, but due to COVID, I didn't get your traditional year of the first, nor was I in this school. Then sophomore year came, and all of a sudden, I was in Islamic school, graduating a year early. I was known as the white girl that whole entire year because of the way I presented myself and because of my appearance. But within that year, I learned a lot about myself and made lifelong friends that helped me become the person I am today, here standing in front of you all. I want to take a moment to thank all the people who have helped me become the person I am today. Nada, Rula, and Shema, you all came into my life at different times and had a huge impact on me. I want to thank you for that. I'd also like to thank my teachers, Sister Kaylin, Sister Sahila, Sister Jilan, and Sister Luna, and Sister Shala for their constant encouragement and support throughout the school year. Thank you also, Sister Yasmin and Sister Maha, for always listening to Shema and me complain about school and life in the office. I'll miss those moments, and alhamdulillah, we have 2 more weeks to create more. And of course, we can't forget, where did he go? Brother Sahib, we can't forget Brother Sahib. Thank you for never giving up on me and always supporting me throughout my journey. You always tell me how proud you are of me, and everyone who knows us knows how proud you are of me. For which I am grateful. I'm going to miss all of those moments we have made in such a short period of time. Like every time I laughed, cried, and complained in your office, or every time we tried to scare you, which by the way never worked.
I'm going to miss all of the times we got off topic in class and started talking about something completely different, what's happened, like every single period that we have with him. Or when we went and we played hide and seek like we did that one time after school. But mostly I'm going to miss you because I'm going to miss you because you're not only my principal, teacher, and counselor, you're also my mentor, friend, and a second father figure. So for that, thank you and I appreciate you. In fact, and finally and most importantly, I want to thank my parents for raising me, caring for me, and putting up with all my problems over the years. But despite our ups and downs, you guys still loved and supported me through it all, and I thank you and I love you for that. But I especially want to take a moment to thank my mother as she guided me. As she guided me through these incredible 16 years of life, she always told me to be my own person and not let other people define who I am. But I don't know if she ever realized that the person I most wanted to be was her. Thank you, Mom. You are my ultimate inspiration for everything. I love you and I love you.
I have a question for the high school teachers. Guys, we're done with graduation or not yet? But is it on time or too early for the next person to graduate? Too early. Oh yeah, he's graduating instead of Renata. Now, the next person we have a graduation for her by herself. Sister Saida, why do you think we're going to delay Aya Mahmoud's graduation?
So she takes her time?
Aya Mahmoud, mashallah. تعالي. By the way, I did this on purpose. Aya Mahmoud, Aya Mubarak, and Namia, they're like together all the time. But Aya Mahmoud, give her an assignment and come back tomorrow, and she's still working on it. Who would attest to that? Teachers who taught her. Can anyone attest to that? Was it Caitlin? Was it? MashaAllah. She truly lives that hadith in which the Prophet ﷺ says, Allah loves it then when anyone does anything to put excellence in. I'm very proud of her, by the way. Wallahi, Aya Mahmoud is one of the smartest students that we have, but she teaches you patience. Aya Kamalti, when she says 1 minute, no, come back another hour, and she will say 1 more minute. But when she gives you her work, we know that she gives you quality work. Definitely quality work. And subhanAllah, I'm so proud of her that if she becomes a doctor and you want someone to spend time with you, book Aya Mahmoud. Like she'll see you after 10 years. تكونوا دفنتوا وصلوا الجنازة وآية محمود is going to come. I told her, by the way, I'm going to make fun of who are the parents? Parents of Aya Mahmoud? The parents of Aya Mahmoud. Did you guys have to get ready like 10 days ago to be here today? Alhamdulillah, sir. But Aya Mahmoud, subhanAllah, I'm going to make a confession. Aya Mahmoud, when she first came to the school, knowing her background, and then they mentioned to me that actually she got honor roll. And I'm like, did we make a mistake? That's her first year. They're like, no, that's her work. And because I wasn't her teacher, I only knew that she's a new student and she's still struggling with English, and that she takes her time. And then subhanAllah, when I got to know her, I said, subhanAllah, mashallah, like unique. That's all I can say. A unique person that you don't have somebody else to compare her to. And with all her high dreams, I say, please just put some speed to those dreams. If you have professors, they will have to find doctors before you graduate. Like subhanAllah, very calm person. And she tricked me, by the way. She's one of the quietest people, and I actually believed it. And then I realized and I found out that actually she speaks in public. And mashallah, she is somebody who's well spoken. And that's something I didn't learn until later. Kind of like, I was just like, no, I don't know. But one thing I can tell you about her, in addition to what I said, she's a person who really doesn't settle for anything that is just because it's handed over to her. She's the one who achieves, and she knows what she wants in life, and she gets it. And that's something that I pray that you continue to have that quality. Just like I mentioned, to your, partners in crime. I have no less of expectation than what you set for yourself. Please continue to achieve the highest that you can. What your friend said, they even said keep it up, see? I'm not the only one. You're a really great person to know. You have a great sense of humor. Believe it or not, even though she's quiet, sometimes she's funny even when she doesn't try to be funny. And that's where it becomes a little bit a confusing joke. Yeah, that's I am Mahmoud. Because it takes us time to get the joke. And you're always listening to others and constantly coming up with certain ideas, and you have a really sweet heart and kind. Why do you guys repeat? Who's your English teacher? Where's Sister Jada? Where's Sister Jada? Hold on, is Sister Jada here? You need to grade this. It's not her. It's whoever wrote this. And you're always sweet with other people around you. And of course, you are a really hard worker. Never give up. Keep it up. So pretty much what I just said, but just better English. You and your big heart, I would never forget your kindness and your hard work. And your hard work never goes unnoticed. Keep it up, because I know one day it will all pay off. So, mashallah, this is a testimony from, or testimonies from your friends. Please keep it up. Continue to make us proud. We're always proud of you. I am happy. We didn't take a picture. See? Timing.
Assalamu alaikum everyone, as most of you know, I'm Mahmoud. I still remember when I came here like 6 years ago to Annur Islamic school, and I was still trying to process like how I even like transferred, because I was in public school for a couple of months before I came to Annur school. And today I'm still trying to process how, subhanAllah, time flies so fast and I'm already graduating. And Annur school has really been like a great, not just a great institutional, like education institution, but also like a great home and a family to me. Annur school, you feel welcomed by everyone, and you never feel that you're alone, and you just feel that everyone around you supports you and they are there for you. Alhamdulillah, today by the will of Allah, I stand here to thank Him for me to be here. And I want to take a moment to express my gratitude and appreciation for the teachers. Thank you for unselfishly sharing your time, talent, and knowledge with us. You took the time to explain assignments, sometimes repeatedly because you weren't paying attention, and you put in a great effort to make lessons more interesting, and so that we wouldn't just turn out. You demand from us to be the best of us, and you set high bars and challenges for us. I want to thank Brother Suhaib, who has not only been an exceptional teacher and a principal, but also a true father figure in my life. His classes have always been unexpected, and you can never know what you'll learn the next day in his classes. He taught us from experience, not from a book, and he prepared us to face life. From him, I learned courage. I learned to stand up in front of a crowd and present with confidence. Sister Caitlin, who has been very patient with me, because it was rare that I turned in an assignment at 11:59 p.m. Sister Caitlin has always been through with explaining to us the assignment so that she made sure that we understand it, and she is just a real role model that I looked up to her. Sister Suhaila, who always did her best to make sure that we understand the math lessons. Even one time she explained to us with Legos to help us explain.
And her classes I always enjoyed because I only had to deal with numbers. And she always makes the classes like funny and engaging as possible. Sister Shaila, who made the personal connection with the students and with me, and her classes they were always lively. And she always tried her best to keep us engaged in school. And she was the first teacher to teach me science because it would from elementary school when I was a kid, it was just my first time ever like learning science, and she made me really like love the subject of science. Sister Jaylan, who has a unique teaching style, and taught me a lot of grammar and critical writing. Her compliments and chocolates always made my day technical. Sister Luna, who always encouraged us to be positive, and she always kept the door open for me to come to her anytime if I need help. She has been a great teacher for me. Sister Rehab, who thus I struggled in math and I came to Annur. She helped me, and luckily she spoke Arabic, so sometimes she explained math to me in Arabic. And Sister Desire, this class has always been fun, exciting, and I still remember the Inna, Kana, and Akhawat. She encouraged me, and made my love for every girl. Sister Suzanne, who till this day her words ring in my ears. Her classes I've always enjoyed and looked up to because I always learned something new about my religion or about myself. And and even her classes, even if it's something that I learned, it was just the way she explained to us and she taught us. It just made me like love her class. Sister Maha. I also want to thank the office staff for being the heart of the school. First of all, Sister Maha, who when the first time I came to Annur school, I met her and she directly entered my heart. Um, and since that day, she has always taken care of me and treated me like her own daughter. Sister Yasmin, who thanks to her the school is functioning, and every time I enter the office, she smiles, even though she has a lot of work up to her shoulder that she has to do. Sister Khadija, who when I came was the one in charge of the office, she kept the school going, and she's doing an amazing job with posting about Anwar on social media today, and being a great English teacher. Sister Jumana, who says she did not teach me, but she's always been there for me, and she's been a great support to me. Sister Hala, who is sixth grade, I remember that we made a lot of great memories when I was substituting for her classes. Sister Samantha, who every time I say salam to her, she smiles and tells me smiley eyes. And Brother Andrew, who his history classes, they were fun and a lot of time they did go off topic, but we did learn random history facts. Wallahi, each and every teacher in the school, those who did not teach me and those who teach me, they have been really a great inspiration and role models in my life. Thank you, Allah. I also want to take a moment to thank my siblings, who thus they've been real annoying sometimes, but I can't imagine me without them. In addition, I want to thank my parents, who has always been there for me, and if it wasn't for them waking me up, probably I would be late every day to school. Mom and Dad, I owe you everything I'm today. Your love and sacrifice have shaped me into the person I have become. I'm eternally grateful for your presence in my life, for countless sacrifices you have made, and for believing in me even when I doubt myself. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for being my guiding star, my pillars of strength, and my greatest inspiration. I will carry your love and lessons with me as I step into the future, knowing that with your unwavering support, I can overcome challenges that come in my way. To conclude, in the Quran, Allah says, "We have created in the nation and tribes that you might know one another." This verse beautifully explains the importance of diversity and unity within our Islamic identity. As graduates of diverse backgrounds, we had the privilege of studying side by side, learning from one another, and celebrating our unique perspectives. In the face of challenges, let us remember the resilience instilled within us by our faith. Prophet Muhammad said, "Verily, with hardship there is relief. Let us draw strength from these words, knowing that every obstacle we encounter is an opportunity for growth and a chance to manifest our faith through perseverance." Congratulations to the class of 2020.
When she tries to be on time, she leaves everything behind. So the best part is check for Sister Jaylan. Can we actually, Sister Jaylan, because I need the teachers to be recognized really quickly. We decided to to walk away when I needed all the teachers in the room. Can I have all the current and previous teachers and staff of Annur stand up, please? All the previous and current teachers of Annur to stand up. And if you could please face the crowd. This is Beylan is all the way back there. She's facing you. So please make sure that you do thank them personally. These are the people that are behind the scene, and I always say they don't get the credit they deserve. And I really would really appreciate it if you could individually, whether they taught your kids, whether they're teaching your kids, or whether they just simply because they are part of the school, please make sure that you do go to them and show your appreciation. Because without them, we would not be here today. Allah first, and then these people who decided to sacrifice their time, their wealth, their health, give from their knowledge, whether it's staff members in the office, or teachers in the class, or TAs in the class, we would not be here without them. So please make sure that before you leave today, you do recognize them. Really quickly before we conclude, I know some of you guys did step out to pray Asr. Please make sure that you pray Asr. I'll be praying Asr personally right after this. We will have some of you guys, if you're ready and you have already prayed your Asr, you can come up to the stage. But I'm not going to be here, so I'm not going to be able to take pictures. I have to pray. The most important part, we need help stacking up the chairs. We stack them at 10 in each rack. Just stack them up, and then we'll push them in. We do have to clear the room, inshallah. So if you need to pray, we will go all the way to the back to pray, and then we can come back and take pictures on the stage. I do apologize, I will not be able to be part of those class pictures to take them before us, because we're already running behind. Jazakumullah khair. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to bless you. And again, congratulations, graduates of 2023. Assalamu alaikum. Again, anyone who needs to pray with you,
just for you. What's her name? Is Fadila? Fadila, أيوة Fadila, yeah. Thank you for the good news.
I have one for you. I want to go on the
Well, I'm really disappointed about what happened.
I didn't get my correct order.
Okay, wait, hold on.
السادة تعال يا عيال تعال يا علي Musa. Musa. After they're done. Okay, guys.
Bucket, bucket. This live? 5 viewers. 2 hours for 5 viewers. 5 viewers? Wait, we've been here for 3 hours? I've been here for 5 hours.
I'm here. I'm here.
What do you see?
Yahya. Yahya. Yahya, stop. Stop.
We're going live.
Samka biya ga disi da jimiliye. Jimiliye ta diyalar sa dai di kota ukashe. Jimiliye la ga tinka sara yanne ma ana. Sara ba yi ga malimi sara. Jimiliye malimana sara yanne. Ei Jimiliye bariya ko barkata. Ali rasne mata wada mata wada. معلمانه صرنا غريزه هذا عقد الشمال لا ليش دقيقه جنبي ترى ولا دقيقه جنبي خليدي بسركه خليدي بسركه غدي يلا يا روحي آية ليش؟ غامقة يا هادي تسوي ما غامقة بس ما عم بيصور خاصه ها بلعب صور اطلع مع جان after them هادي روح معاهن هادي روح معهن هادي جان with you please move just a little bit please عائشة روحي معهم أنا بدي تفوز خذي جاهر وعائشة معك بعدين بالا سابو
I'll take care of you. I'll be your doctor.
هذا غير عم شنو لا تعليم سراوين في الجنيه يا غبا زون لوشن لوشن
So sorry.
Abu yur terisi. Zbor sarra.
ما تتراوغ فاست كلاس فاست يا ما تراوغ ورا لما كنا طالع لما لا شو وقفت
وين اغراض غاية واغراض كل هناك
Good luck. Thank you. Aisha, coming next year?
If I passed it, I passed so much. So we're coming to this next year. Yeah, I already have. So next year.
Inshallah.
Yeah. وليها نتصور سوا. لا يا لا يا عمري كبير مو بصير
قاعدة على
شكرا ان شاء الله يا رب ان شاء الله Thank you.
ما شاء الله. Yo esta buena de verdad se me hace esa vida. مريم لما قرأت esa مريم sister Maja se lo veo a mis bajas sister Maja مريم
That's it done for high school. Good luck. Sister Suzanne. Sister Suzanne.
Yes.
السلام عليكم. انت عندي ثروه والله العظيم والله يعني حقيقي والله مش عايزه تاني سنه يا لا يا لا ما شاء يا لما انا بقول لابنها
Did you see the congratulations card anywhere on the floor?
What happened? You lost yours? I would say look again. Just because